Welcome back to SCTV. I'm Maddie Hayes.
And I'm Kennedy Moore.
This week we have some awesome stories for you. We had a lot of events on campus and we've made it to midterms week. How crazy?
Yes, it's so crazy. But our first story focuses on the Media and Entrepreneurship Speaker Series from last week that takes a look at the president of the Iowa Distillery Inc.
What's going on, SCTV? This week, I'll be covering the Entrepreneurial Speaker Series up in Hubble Hall. This week, we got Kyle Doyle to speak, and he owns a local brewery in Iowa. Let's go check it out.
I am Kyle Doyle with Iowa Distilling Company, a Simpson grad from 2005-6-ish. I loved marketing. I loved alcohol. It seemed like a great combination to make it, right? And it's a great vertical and a growing segment of craft niche distilleries. And so it's one of those things where we all saw craft brewing go on such a huge trajectory. And we were actually able to look at some of the data and the analytics, and we saw that craft distilling was actually doing a very similar trend, but it was going to be about a decade later. And so I decided that we were going to jump on that bandwagon while it was still small and while we still had very few around the country. And now we have thousands that pop up every year. Some of them succeed, some of them don't, but it's just in this nice little niche where we've already had a foundation and a footing, and we think that Iowa is the best place to create stuff. We're really good people throughout that process, and I know Mark Green is one of those guys that I quote him on a daily, and it's kind of cool to be able to bring back some of that Simpson experience to an industry and showcase how that Simpson entrepreneurial spirit is alive and strong. And so even when I'm talking to a lot of people in the business world, the Simpson education goes a long way, and that clout that you have by earning your degree here at Simpson is something that means a lot to a lot of people.
We really appreciate Kyle coming and speaking to a bunch of entrepreneurs at Simpson College, and the message at the end was great. It really shows the importance of a Simpson education. This is Mike with SCTV.
A huge thank you for coming and teaching us seniors how to make mixed drinks. It was such a fun event, and they were super good.
Yeah, maybe these mixed drinks will make you a better singer.
We will never know. I like listening to performances more, I think, even though SCTV hears my voice a lot.
Well, the Kennedy-Reynolds Duo was just on campus, and Lupe has the story.
For SCTV, this is Lupe Contreras covering the Kennedy-Reynolds Guitar Duo performance. Stephen Kennedy and Dave Reynolds both held a classical guitar performance together in Letberg Hall over the past weekend. The duo performed 12 songs with an intermission included in the program. Kennedy spoke about how practice was for the duo in preparation for the live performance.
Lots of rehearsals, so we felt really good, and I think we felt even better going into the concert at Simpson than maybe we did even the week before. So we felt pretty good. There were a few things that popped up, and that always happens in a live performance where just your brain kind of either zones out or just something happens, and so Dave did have a little spot on one of our pieces, and there's nothing you can really do about it other than mark it and rehearse it a little extra hard the next time.
Kennedy and Reynolds both have classical guitar experience in numerous ways. Reynolds performed in masterclasses alongside notable guitarists, while Kennedy has been a guitar instructor for Central Iowa over the past 15 years. He also provides private lessons at Simpson. Kennedy and Reynolds used different guitars from each other during the performance. Reynolds used a guitar that had a dark, warm tone, and Kennedy provided a brighter, projecting sound with his guitar, making it for a harmonious performance to listen. Kennedy told SCTV the duo aimed to have different pieces that they have not played before, and chose songs that would allow the audience to enjoy their performance.
I think our main goal with putting this program together was to not do too much of music that we've played in the past. As far as deciding the pieces, we didn't have a lot in mind. I love South American music, so I could do a whole program of it, but I know for a general audience, it's nice to have a mixture of things.
Kennedy also received his Bachelor of Music in classical guitar at Simpson. Kennedy reflected how music at Simpson was in the past.
When I was a student at Simpson, I think hardly a week would go by when there wasn't, a concert of some sort happening. And it feels like the last few years that's kind of dropped off a bit. And so hopefully this will, just maybe be one step closer to bringing a little bit more of a better music culture back to campus.
They are quite the guitar duo.
Oh, for sure. Another group that we had on campus, RLC, hosted Church Tinder. Let's take a look.
RLC recently put on an event to showcase many local churches from all different faith backgrounds.
This event is Faith Finder, aka Church Tinder. Today it's just really an educational event to educate people on campus about different faith communities we have around here.
It's basically just a way for people to get to know different faith communities in the area, maybe ones that aren't necessarily as traditional, not like traditional Christian faiths.
I think it's important because a church can really provide a home away from home when you're far away from people that you know, and it provides a community. And so this is a good way for us to come to the students and show what we can offer, and you don't have to go out and try all the different churches. You can kind of come around and talk to people and figure things out here in a close environment.
Yeah, I think it's important for people, it's important to give people the opportunity to like meet some of these different faith communities, just because some of them you don't really hear about and it's hard to get connected with sometimes. So just showing people the options that they have.
I created like a big master list of different interfaith organizations that we worked with previously, and then almost all different denominations of churches here in Indianola, or reached out to all of them.
Our like religious life community kind of gets overlooked, and so like putting on events like this can help like remind people that we're here for them and that like we'll help them find the communities that they want to be connected with.
RLC is always open to help with your faith journey. For SCTV, this is Kacie Eisentrager.
To swipe left?
Or swipe right.
Now that's my kind of Tinder.
Moving on, we had some tech experts come talk about AI.
On Thursday, Simpson College held an AI and security privacy event in the Black Box Theater.
Balancing technological innovation and regulation. I'm Seth Anderson, and I serve as director of the John C. Culver Public Policy Center here at Simpson College.
5 members attended the event and came from all backgrounds, such as ethical hackers, all the way to chief information security officers at Pro Culprit.
Yes, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to the panelists for coming. We're going to start today with a fairly simple, straightforward question. First thing,
There were several different topics covered on the event. However, they all seem to come back to the main idea of what AI can be used for in our life today and how we are working to make AI a better tool for us. For SCTV, I'm Nathaniel Winter.
Okay. AI.
Can be used
For good?
or bad. We love to use AI to help us come up with ideas for the Would You Rather, but we always give credit.
Which would you rather is our next section.
ChatGPT helped us with today's Would You Rather question.
Thanks, AI.
Okay, Maddie, would you rather have unlimited international first class tickets or never pay for food?
Ooh, I love traveling, but I think I eat a little bit more than I travel.
Me too. Unfortunately, I think I'd go with the food.
And then I could just eat really good food all the time because I'd never have to pay for it.
I'd never be hangry again.
That is true. Moving on to sports.
This weekend, Simpson College hosted the qualifying matches for the National Collegiate Women's Wrestling Championship. 9 of Simpson's very own wrestlers were able to qualify for the national tournament that is held in Cedar Rapids. Keely Carey, Simpson's 160-pound wrestler, led the charge, finishing second for her weight class. Along with her came Gracie Wagi, who wrestled at 103 pounds, coming in at third place, and Sarah Zimmerman, wrestling at 110 pounds, also finishing in third place. All of the remaining 6 wrestlers locked in their national bids with hard-fought fourth-place finishes. The Storm had a very good performance, finishing with 110 points overall, putting them at third place for the tournament. Along with Simpson coming in at third place, Simpson also came in second for the most people qualified, sitting right behind Iowa with 15. Sarah Zimmerman put on quite the show, After falling to an eventual champion and number 2 ranked Ava Bayless, she responded in a very dominant way. She recorded back-to-back pins to clinch 3rd place in her trip to nationals. Keely Carey battled her way to the finals with a quarterfinal pin in a very hard-fought 9-7 decision over Dubuque. Her last matchup was by far the hardest, facing Olympic silver medalist Kennedy Blades of Iowa in the championship. She fought hard but ended up losing 10-0, earning the 2nd place finish. For SCTV, I'm Jack Perkins.
Simpson hosted BVU on Wednesday for senior night, honoring their 4 seniors, Austin Murrow, Hayden Raymeyer, Matt Siebert, and Hayden Mann. The game marked the final matchup of the 2024-25 season. Levi Gerwell led the Storm in points with 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Bo Houston was not far behind with his 18 points and 5 assists. Brogan Fuller contributed 6 points while Austin Murrow grabbed himself 5 rebounds and 2 points for his final game. At halftime, the Beavers led 37-26. The Storm cut the lead to 11 in the second half, but couldn't quite catch up as BVU won 77-57. The Storm ended their season with a 5-20 overall record and went 2-14 in conference play. From SCTV, I'm Morgan Rosenbeck.
Hey SCTV, today we have women's gymnastics, Simpson College Storm versus Gustavus Adolphus College at Coles Fieldhouse.
This is the Simpson Storm's last home meet of the year, so we have to go out with a bang. Right here's the Gusties, give them the little chant. I don't know what they're doing, but let's go, let's see.
One notable performance by the Storm's own Kaylin Talley set a new school record of a score of 9.8 on the ball.
Look at the commotion, the energy from all the fans, the crowd, the teammates. It's just amazing to see how much love we got for our women's gymnastics.
Hope you guys enjoyed. For SCTV, I'm Cole.
And I'm Eldred. Peace out.
This week in Storm sports, the men's and women's swim teams swam in the ARC championships at Coe College, getting podium finishes in both the men's and women's 800-yard freestyle relay, along with the men's 200 free relay. The women's gymnastics team lost a close one to Gustavus Adolphus while posting their second highest team score in program history with 188.65. The women's tennis team dropped a match to Iowa Central 6-1, while the men's team dropped a pair to Principia and Wabash 7-0. The men's and women's track team competed at the Liz Wirtz Invitational up in Waverly last weekend, as they had a few first-place finishes, including a 6'5" high jump by Clark Latcham. The women's wrestling team hosted their regional tournament, where they had 7 women qualify for nationals. The men's basketball team finished their season with a 77-57 loss to Buena Vista, while the women's team defeated the Beavers in the regular season ender 80-55. And lastly, the Storm baseball team opened the season by splitting a doubleheader with St. Scholastica. They'll host St. Olaf in their home opener this weekend. That's This Week in Storm Sports. With SCTV, I'm Rob Howes.
What a crazy sports section. Quite a busy week for us Simpson students.
Yeah. Well, that's all, folks.
Thanks for joining us on SCTV. See you next week. Bye.